Okay, I want to show you the importance of knowing scales, and especially when you're involved in music in church, why it's important to know your scales, because there comes a time when you're given a piece of music and it might not be in a key that you're comfortable in. Everyone probably has a comfortable key that they play in. The most common one obviously would be C. Alright? But if you get a piece of music and it's in the key of E flat, and you need to try and figure out what the chords are going to be and trying to transpose it there on the spot, you need to understand the scales and also the chord progressions in each of those scales. Now, just quickly going through the chords in each progression, like if we take C for example, alright, a chord is a triad, 3 notes. And generally those 3 notes are the first, the third and the fifth. So in a C major chord would be of course 1, which is C, 3, E and 5, G. The other good thing to know is to remember your numbers for your notes. So we know that C is 1, D is 2, E is 3, and this is in the scale of C. F is 4, G is 5, okay, A is 6, B is 7, back to C again. It's important to know that as well, because that's going to help you in understanding your chord progressions. Now, C major, which is the first chord in the scale of C, C, E, G. The next chord is D minor. Now, how do we know it's a D minor? Well, it's if you take the 1, 3 and 5 aspect again, you'll notice one thing, that in the key of D, the third in D is an F sharp. So D major would be D, F sharp and A. But because in the scale of C there is no F sharp, there's an F, what we've done is we've flattened the third. So a D minor therefore is D, F, A. Now if you had a C minor, you have to flatten the third. Instead of C, E, G, which is your C major, you flatten the E, which is the third, to an E flat. So it's C minor, C major, C minor, C major, C minor. Alright, so back to our C scale again. So we have C, D minor. The next chord is E minor, because again, in the key of E, the E major would be a G sharp. But it's an E minor in the scale of C. So we've got C, D minor, E minor. Then we have F major. Now F major is F, A, C. That's an F major. That's the fourth chord in the scale of C. Important to remember that. The fifth chord is G, and it's a G major. G, B, D. Okay, now A minor, A, C, E. Because remembering that in the scale of A, there's a C sharp. So therefore A major would be A, C sharp, E. But in the scale of C, there is no C sharp, there's a C, so it makes it a minor. So we have C, D minor, E minor, F, G, okay, A minor, which is the 6th chord in the scale, B diminished. Now diminished, if you're not sure what that is basically a 1, a flat 3, and a flat 5. Okay, so it's not a minor, because if it was a minor, B minor, you'd have an F sharp in it. So it'd be B, D, F sharp. But a B diminished flattens the 5th as well. Alright? So that's your scale of C. C, D minor, E minor, F, G minor, A minor, B diminished, and then back to C. Now, number your chords as well. So C major would be 1, D minor would be 2, E minor would be 3, F would be 4, G would be 5, A minor would be 6, and B diminished would be 7. Now there's not a lot of songs that would have a 7th chord in its progression. There will be some, but generally what they'll do is make it an inversion. So basically it's a G chord starting with a B note, B bass. But anyway, let's not get into inversions yet. Now, why is that so important to know? Well, let me show you, and the best way to show you is to show you by playing a song. One of my favourite songs is a song called I Can Only Imagine. Now, you're probably familiar with it. Oh, sorry. Right, you know the intro to that song. The chorus part, which is what I want to show you today. Surrounded by your glory, what will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in awe of you be still? Will I stand in your presence? To my knees will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? I'll be able to speak it all I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Now, the chord progression there is interesting because we're playing in the key of E flat. Alright, how do I know that? Because that's the root chord. That's the intro chord. And the E flat scale is E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D, E flat. Alright, that's your E flat scale. Now the chorus starts on the A flat. Now the A flat is the fourth chord in that scale. So it's surrounded by your glory. So 4, 1 will B flat. Now B flat is the fifth chord. Will my heart feel? Will I dance? E flat, which is the first chord. So far we've got 4, 5, 1. Or if you be still. 4 again. Stand in your presence. 5. To my knees will I fall. Will I 1. Sing hallelujah. Will I be able to speak at all? I can only imagine. 5. I can only imagine. 1. So the chord progression he uses there is 4, 5, 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5, 1. Now, if you change the key now, let's say we wanted to play that in C and use that same pattern. By your glory, what will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? I'm playing it now in C. Still F. F is the fourth chord in C. Fifth chord in C is G. C is the first. Will I be able to speak in all I can only imagine. You see? Now what I've done there is I haven't had to really sit down and rack my brain about it. All I know is that, okay, because I know my scales and I know the chord progression as C is the first chord, F is the fourth, G is the fifth, bring that to the E flat. E flat is the first, A flat is the fourth, and B flat is the fifth. I'm able to transpose in any key because I know the chord progression. See, what I try to do is know the numbers of the chords rather than know the chords themselves, because when you know the numbers, you can transpose in any key. And it really isn't rocket science as long as you know your scales. Alright, so you can do the same with B flat. So the fourth in B flat will be E flat. F is 5. Will I sing how? B flat 1. I'll be able to speak at all I can only imagine. 5. I can only imagine. So hopefully that helps you. Learn your scales. I think with piano playing, if there's anything you can learn, and you don't even need a piano to learn it, learn your scales. Obviously, it's important to know your notes. Okay, but learn your scales, because then as you begin to learn your scales and know how to play your scales, you can play in any key you want, because you'll understand chord progressions. You know, maybe in another lesson, if I ever do this, I can show you about inversions. Inversions are wonderful things as well. But it's important for you to understand chord progressions and numbering your chords, because when you number your chords, you can transpose in any key, and it's as simple as that. So all the best, and hopefully you can take this and learn from it. Thank you.